Are you a goal-oriented person? Many of us are, and having a goal helps us stay focused on moving forward and gives us something tangible to aim for. But what happens when you suffer a setback and your goals get sidetracked? Well, it's inevitable, it's part of life, but how you handle those setbacks can really make a difference when it comes to achieving success. Author and high-performance athlete Mandy Gill wants to help you learn to embrace adversity and not lose focus. Her new book is called Reset with Resilience, and Mandy Gill joins us this morning with advice to turn some setbacks into comebacks. Well, first of all, good morning, Mandy.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Congrats on this new book. I gripped, like you really bring us there when you bring us through the setbacks and the highs and the lows of the things that you've experienced in your life, because you prove through your book that setbacks are an essential part of the path to greatness. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Absolutely. And you know, that book that you are holding right there in your hands, what is so special about this is I recall there was so many setbacks actually in the process of writing this book over the last 2 years. So even as you're holding that, all I think to myself is I literally was living what I was writing. And thank goodness I've been doing this for over a decade, because I wouldn't have known what to do either. So essentially, this is your guide to greatness when your goals go sideways, because every single one of us has been there, right? We've hit that roadblock, we feel that failure, and all of a sudden we think to ourselves, that goal's not for me. But when I really dove into the research, I recognized we just are actually so close to achieving that goal. We just need to take those couple of steps in order to get past those barriers and to be able to succeed towards what we really wanted.
Well, first of all, fear of failure prevents most people from taking a step towards what they really want to do in the first place. So that's a whole conversation. But let's say we did take that step and we do fail. We fail miserably. How do we shake that off? Because it could be very humiliating.
Absolutely. And, you know, I'm going to go to this analogy that actually very much came. You introduced me as a high performing athlete, very thoughtful of you. I love to do ultra trail marathons. And one of the analogies that came to me from that is this mindset that forward is a pace. And so we don't need to make these huge, aggressive changes towards our goals when we hit that roadblock or we feel like we're having a setback. We really just need to look at it from saying, you know, if you're imagining like a thermostat dial, we just need to make those 1 degree shifts. And in order to do so, we just need to make sure we have those steps set up in order to create that.
So you suggest reverse engineering your goals rather than using a conventional goal setting approach. Can you explain that to our viewers?
Absolutely. Reverse engineering your goals comes from the mindset that in 2016, we created this app called Hooked on Healthy Habits, and we've had over 10,000 clients that have come through. And when we look at the data of when somebody is going to achieve a goal, we really need to look at the fact that working backwards has so much more of a higher success rate. So when you ask about reverse engineering, I want you to envision the end of your goal first. So oftentimes I use the analogy, start how you want to finish, but we have to know how you want to finish first. So don't just think of those beginning steps to get started. Think of the end, and then we need to work our way backwards from every single degree to be able to achieve that. The book you're holding right now, I did this exact system, and reverse engineering allowed me to see, yes, it's going to be 2.5 years. It's going to take a lot of time. I remember some of my first conversations, I was like, it'll take 6 months. But no, we need to be very realistic about our goals and recognize that if we work backwards, we have a much higher success rate, and we're a lot kinder to ourselves as well.
So why is finding a mentor so important?
Oh, mentors, you know, it can be somebody that you know or you don't know. And when we look at finding a mentor, we actually see the steps that they have taken before. And I want you to find a mentor who has actually perhaps achieved the goal that you're working towards, or potentially they are on their way to achieving it. And so we always use the term success leaves clues, and look to what they're doing. Look to the things that in their lifestyle they have created as those very tiny little bits of success that you can look at and see where they leave clues. And those are certain paths that you can look to work towards as well. You don't need to meet this mentor. We can reach out to them, but if you don't hear something back, just know they're on their path as well. But in addition to that, this can be somebody in the professional environment, the personal environment, and it can be somebody even in your neighborhood. But don't hesitate to have those conversations and just give it a shot.
Yeah, they walk the path, so they know what to avoid and look out for. You know, if they walk the path, like, don't go that way, there's a bear there. You know, that's helpful information. So the book itself,
It is.
who is this for? We have about a minute left. Like, who of our viewing audience right now, like, who would benefit from reading this book?
Okay, so this book is for a busy professional or somebody who is just at this point in their life where they know they don't have a ton of time to dive into a book to work on their goals, but they know that there is the key strategies within these pages to be able to get there. So it's a very easy read. I wanted to make sure that there was a lot of engagement in there. We're kind of looking towards, that the 20 to 50-year-old age group. I'm going to say 50 years young. And I want you to be able to pick up this book and say, yes, at the end of every single chapter, there's work pieces that I can put into my own life and be able to put those into practice.
Wonderful. Well, Mandy, thank you so much for taking some time to chat with us this morning, and congrats on your new book.
Thank you.
Now, Mandy's book is available where books are sold, and now Reset with Resilience is the name of the book.